and welcome to my channel, Ginger Ninja's Movie Reviews. If you're a new viewer, thank you very much for stopping in, checking out my channel. Hopefully you'll consider subscribing, and hey, if you could, do give this video a thumbs up. Just to give you an idea of what I'm doing is I'm doing the ABCs of horror. So every week I've been reviewing a movie going from A all the way through to Z, starting with that letter. This week we're up to the letter V. So for my returning viewers and subscribers, thank you very much for sticking through the ABCs of horror with me. I mean, can you believe it? We're already up to V. There's only 4 more letters after this and the ABCs of horror will be over. But I've got some interesting things planned after that. So let's get into this week's ABCs of horror review. Okay, and welcome back. So this week we're looking at Victor Frankenstein. This here is my Blu-ray copy. Has some special features, making of, deleted scenes, things like that. But let's get into the review. All right, so Victor Frankenstein came out in 2015. It was directed by Paul McGuigan. It stars Daniel Radcliffe, James McAvoy, Jessica Brown-Findlay, Andrew Scott, and many more. Now, this is based on the Mary Shelley novel of Frankenstein. So if you're unaware of that, plot spoilers, it's a book that's been around for years. So now this is Frankenstein, but it's with a twist. It's told from Igor's perspective, and there are a few things that differ, obviously. Now let's start with what I really like about this film. Okay, now whilst it's not horror as such, it's not a gore fest. It is, strictly speaking, a horror film because of the main part of the story. Now, like I said, this is a little different. And I'll touch on that in a moment, but let's talk about the cast. The cast is great. You've got Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy who play fabulously off each other. Daniel Radcliffe playing Igor, and James McAvoy playing Victor Frankenstein. And that's, I guess, the story being a classic, and with this twist and focusing away from the creation of the creature, which if you watch the original Frankenstein film, a lot of it was about the creation and the monster, whereas this sort of steers away from it and it's more focused on the journey towards the creation of Frankenstein's monster, but it's also focusing on the bond between Igor and Victor and the friendship between them. So that was really cool to see. The special effects are really good. And I will also touch on that in a moment as well, because there is one part which I really wasn't a fan of. Frankenstein's creation looked fantastic. The way they designed him, the way they drew him out, and the artwork overlaying things. So there's a part in the scene where Jessica Brown-Findlay's character gets injured and they have to sort of fix her shoulder up and pop a clavicle back into place or something. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but and they sort of have the anatomy diagram over it. Really well done, but it looked text work, like it was like a textbook, not a see-through CGI type scene, with X-ray graphics or anything. It was like a textbook, so that set the in the style of the era, I guess. Really well done in that regards. And like I said, the monster looked great, the lightning effects, the set design, all good. Now, I mentioned there was one thing I didn't like about the special effects, and that was the use of speed ramping cinematography in the escape scene from the circus near the start of the film. Look, I felt speed ramping's an overused thing in cinemas. I'm not a fan of it, to be honest. I can see why they do it, because it does build up that tension in that scene, but I felt they've added this in because other movies were doing it at the time as well. Didn't need to be there, in my opinion. The pacing of the actual film is a little bit all over the joint, and that kind of leads into the ending as well, where the ending does feel very rushed. The movie's trying to build up to the reveal of Frankenstein's monster, but when it gets it, it's just, yep, quick, here it is, and then it's done. So, overall, it is a good movie. I did enjoy it. The performances are great. The special effects are good. You know, there's no real issues with it. I just felt it could have been much better if maybe it was, you know, even stretched out over 2 movies where they had, you know, the creation right at the end, but then there was more after it, so separate movie. But, you know, obviously this is just a standalone film, and it is what it is. Overall, as a score, I've got to give this Victor Frankenstein 6 out of 10. So there you have it. That is my review on the movie Victor Frankenstein. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you have given the video a thumbs up, and if you're a new viewer, you have subscribed to my channel and click that notification bell for future content. As I said, we've got 4 more to go through the ABCs of horror, and then we'll be doing something a little bit different. I've got a few ideas stewing around in the head, so who knows what will happen. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.